Okay. Are you on? No. Yep. Okay. Should be on now. Alright, oh, keyboard. Don't need that to play this game. Alright, I'll put that up a bit. Hopefully that's not going to be too much, and that music is... Uh-oh. Music wasn't too annoying, but... Full screen. Okay, back to load. Should be... Alright, so we're up to week 3, and... Yeah, I think... Alright. Sorry about that. My Alt-Z wasn't working, and I don't have any other recording software because I don't need it with the graphics card, but anyway. So I just updated my driver. Okay, so I was thinking about this and I wasn't mathing correctly. So if you have, if you can recover 60 on the weekend, you don't need this extra full. So we can shove that into somewhere and, no, up, can I, up, 42? I can put that up a bit. 40, right. So then I can recover 60 on the weekend, and that's just math. Here are my relationships. So, Caitlin, edit Thai. Yeah, so basically, I think I've stuffed this relationship here because that's how I expect this game really has no give in it. It's not how these games work as far as games concerned. So if I was going to win this relationship, I should have all just chucked everything in onto this side. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. I know I missed because I went play mysteriously, and yeah, I don't care about Ashley. I mean, she's okay. Dog doesn't like her. Dog does not like her. Oh, and I'm in no relationship with Nadia. That's great. That's great. That's how we want it, Caitlin. Okay, let's... No. Can... Load that one, please. Yes? Oh. Oh, I derped. What we want to do. We want to put more into that. May I have I? May I have I, yeah. That one. Oh. 40%. There we go. Can... Oh. I tell you what, 2 days. That's all it took. Week 3, Monday the 16th of June. You were taking Nick on his customary walk and enjoying the peace and quiet which seems to be harder and hard to maintain. Harder and harder to maintain. Oh, hello, pretty. You close your eyes, enjoying the sunshine, when you hear Nick give a short bark. Opening your eyes, you see Nick sniffing at a smiling woman. Oh, what a cute dog! What's his name? Nick? May I pet him? Yeah? Sarah bends down and lets Nick sniff at the bottom of her hand. He gives a pleased yip and licks her palm. He's a real cutie pie. What breed is he? He's a little of everything. Oh, the best kind of dog. Well, I'm sorry for taking up your time. Sarah, are you alright? What? With that, Sarah starts to walk off when her foot catches on a crack in the sidewalk and she falls to the ground. Ouch! You rush over to see how she's doing, giving her an assisting arm. Just think, they were supposed to fix the sidewalks last year. Are you alright? I'm fine, really. Nothing broken except for a little bit of my pride and a couple of minor scrapes. Sarah raises the lower part of her arm at the same time and you see a couple of good scrapes with some blood starting to pool. That's not... Okay. I better get this cleaned out. Oh, my neighbours. However, you don't really say anything, for at the moment she revealed her arm, you felt a twinge of hunger pass through your body, and the saliva starting to pool in your mouth. Definitely a vampire. Do you think it's worse than it looks? Uh-huh. Well, you were looking at my arm rather intently. I thought maybe you saw something I didn't. Sorry. I was just a little worried about your scrape there. Some hydrogen peroxide. No, don't do that. And a bandage, and I'll be alright. A bandage, and I'll be alright. Sarah then dashes away, but you can't help but notice Nick is at the farthest his leash will allow, looking a little scared at you. Pfft. What does the dog know, eh? Oh, again with the knickers. Summer. I mean, that's the only excuse I can give. I mean, that would be uncomfortable to wear in bed. Just saying. You're trying to sleep, but as seems to be more prevalent lately, you find that rest eludes you. You turn to your side, momentarily awakening Nick. He yawns and then gives your cheek a tentative lick before circling and laying down. You close your eyes, but then you hear a sound from outside. Scrape, scrape. That's what scraping sound like. Though faint, it sounds like something is trying to climb up the wall. You know your senses have become stronger, especially when under moments of stress, but even this takes you by surprise. Urgh. So cute. You hear that too, boy? Yep. Nick leaps from your bed and pads towards Sabrina's room, his hair bristled upward. He paws at the door, giving small growls of threat. Alright, question time. Who wants to guess if this is a dream or not? Yeah. Let's go check out Sabrina's room. Coming from her room? Hesitantly, you open the door and enter the darkened room. At first you think Sabrina might be asleep, but then you notice the covers are a mess and she is missing. Then you hear the scraping noise, but this time you can tell it is coming from below Sabrina's window. Nick moves toward the sound, baring his teeth. Intruder! You glance around. I love this face. You glance around for something for your protection when you remember the dagger below Sabrina's dresser. This is pretty lucid. As quickly as you can, you go over there and with a quick sweep of your hand push several items out. However, the dagger isn't among there. You know, because Sabrina has it, you derp. She must have moved the darn thing. Then you notice a vague shadow is at the second floor and is now opening the window without a sound. For a moment you think about alerting your stepfather in the other room, but you feel an intense surge of energy. No. Power coursing through your arms thanks to the temerity of this person who dares to enter your home. Well, thank goodness you don't have a dagger. Faster than you expect, you launch yourself at the shadowy figure. Its head rears back, surprised in its eyes at your approach. What? You don't give the figure time to say anything further and land a fist in its... It's trying to climb a window, and it feels like you punched a brick wall. Pain instantly shoots through your hand. Guts like abdominal working out. However, the shadowy figure isn't waiting for another blow. With a speed you never saw in a person before, it goes low to the ground and sweeps your feet from under you. Just as you hit the ground, the figure is instantly atop you, and there is a gleam of silver as the moonlight reflects off a blade. The dagger you searched for earlier, unsurprisingly. That's when you notice the intruder is your stepsister, and she is ready to thrust downward. Yeah, Sabrina! Sabrina's eyes widen as she realizes she is attacking her own stepsister, and a look of horror crosses her face. The knife falls from her hand and she crawls off. What did I almost do? Oh, hello, it's suddenly daylight. With the altercation averted, you find yourself sitting on Sabrina's bed. She is at the other end, surprise, anger, and fright playing on her face. That's when you notice the blood on Sabrina's hands and shirt. Sabrina, are you hurt? You grab your stepsister's hands, and once again you notice how fast her heartbeat increases with your touch. But as you examine her, you don't notice any cuts or lacerations. I'm alright. That's from the other guy. I was dipped in resin. Good. No, not good. Who is this other guy? I can't. Don't say you can't tell me. I've gone along with this long enough, but no more. Sabrina runs a hand through her hair and sighs. Fine, but you can't tell anyone else about what I tell you. Promise? Promise. In fact, pinky swear... Oh, God. You extend your pinky forward, and Sabrina gives a shy smile as she hooks her little pinky around yours. Okay, I know this is probably going to sound strange, but I promise it is real. I hunt monsters, surprising nobody. What? Like that show, Muffy... The Demon Killer. I'm not... Do they actually understand? Why couldn't they say Dusty? Anyway, Dusty the Demon Killer. Something like that. You don't seem surprised by this. Well, it would explain a few things about you, and, well, let's just say I've seen a lot of strange things lately. Maybe you're sensitive. Sensitive? Someone who can feel the paranormal. No, I was cursed. That might explain a few things. If so, why didn't I notice it before? Well, could be a few reasons, Catelyn. It can emerge at any time. So that man at the store, the one with the pointy ears and the weird eyes, I think he had weird eyes. Sean. I momentarily saw pointed ears. That was real? Yes, he is one of the... Sidhi? Side? Some people would call them elves. They hate that. Oh no. I'm showing my ignorance of elves. Then you start thinking about all the deliveries Sabrina has done, as well as the fact that you've never seen your boss. The store, it's just a front, isn't it? Nothing gets by you. You're right. The owner owns... The Order owns it. The Order. The Order. The boss is my immediate superior. Order? Just the group I'm with. We call ourselves the Nightblades. How long have you been with them? About a couple of years now. Unsurprisingly, there. Right about the time when you started having trouble in school. It's hard to take class seriously when you know monsters walk the streets. That also explains why you took a sudden interest in weight training. You can't face a werewolf by eating potato chips all night. Although I guess if they eat you, the salt might kill them with high blood pressure. You actually fight werewolves. If it's a lone wolf, a pack requires different tactics. The room remains silent for a few minutes, and then Sabrina inches a little closer towards you. About the knife, I wasn't... Forget about it. You weren't expecting someone to be waiting for you. But I can't. To think that I almost... You give Sabrina a sisterly hug, and a second passes before she hugs you back. Should I ask what you were doing tonight? It would be better if you didn't. I will tell you later. You deserve that much. I admit I didn't think you were so strong. Call it adrenaline. I guess we should be glad Dad didn't wake up. He was always a heavy sleeper. So where do we go from here? Oh no, she's your sister. You're into what she's into. This seems like it can be dangerous. Often enough, yes. Maybe I could help you? You want to get in the middle of this? No, I'd rather be, like, at your side, not in the middle. That could be messy. Everybody would... Honestly, no, but I don't want to see you facing it alone either. I can't let you do that. It's getting to be late. Well, later than normal. We can talk of this later. Alright. Oh, and you might want to wash up a little. It wouldn't do to come to breakfast with someone's blood on you. Or in bed, really. Oh, anyway, it'll be dry by now. Yeah, true. While restocking shelves, you were quite taken aback by how many albums were in the category Romantic Chanting. Tuesday, 17th of June. Okay, here's a question, right? Okay. In real life, that's probably not a question. Why is he... oh my goodness. If he's a, what is he? He's a scientist. He should be... His shoulder should probably end about here. For a start. Just there. And his arm shouldn't be... well, it definitely shouldn't be twice her width. He should have some nice lean muscles, not... I work out for 3 hours every day while you check my spores. Let's go hunting mushrooms, yeah! Okay, so for your first day of field of research, how are you feeling? These people could have done with me on their team, I think. Worn out. I don't think I've walked so far in my whole life. I'm sorry about that. I'm not used to having company on my excursions. I could tell. How many more cameras do we need to check up on? Just 2 more, and then we will be done for the day. good. I could do with a long hot bath after this. Don't tell him those details. Yeah. Victor frowns a little at your tiredness and he points to a nearby rock. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture. Let's take a break. You make your way to a moss-covered stone and take a seat. It is remarkably comfortable, the moss acting as an impromptu cushion. Yeah, moss isn't that great. If you don't mind my asking, just what were you hoping to catch on camera? Pardon? Sasquatch. Are you talking about Bigfoot? If you wish to be rude about it, yes. Rude? How is that rude? I can't call such a magnificent creature that. I mean, obsessing over his feet. That would be like calling someone you a sweet hair. That is just rude. Sweet hair. I don't know, what do you reckon? Big nose? Yeah, big nose. Blondie? I don't know. I guess it's borderlining on the, just a little uncouth. I'd call it uncouth rather than rude, but, you know, hey, what do I know? Yeah, you don't go around calling people big nose or blondie, or it's a bit uncouth. Well, I would first correct them on my name, and if they continued, sweet hair? Yeah. Victor, what was that about my hair? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. Just as we walked together, your hair, well, it's reminded me of strawberries. Why? Oh, because it's red, I guess. Strawberries. It's not the colour of strawberries. You put the wrong colour on the thing. He's having a... I think he's examined too many mushroom spores. Xenomorphals. Oh, sorry. What? Strawberries. Well, I have been trying a new shampoo. I didn't think anyone would notice. Just, you know, all the guys. Then morphals they. Morphals they. Okay. The silence drags out for a few more minutes as I try to translate what he just said, until the ambient sounds of the woods become more prevalent. So you believe that a Sasquatch is real? Have you seen one? No, but there has been enough circumstantial evidence I find convincing. Footprints, hair samples, audio recordings, the whole thing. Well, I would be very excited if you happen to find something. If we... What is this? It's nothing. It's a question mark. Question mark? If we found something, I'd like to think you would be there by my side to share the credit, of course. Of course. Victor looks toward the skies and he frowns slightly. His arm brushes your leg and you feel your hair stand up because, oh my god, that freaked me the heck out. Is something wrong? There's going to be a storm in about 15 minutes. Don't say, are you sure? No, 15 minutes? Trust me, I know. You briefly think back to when you met Victor several weeks ago, and at the time he accurately predicted that wasn't several weeks ago. Well, you do math as bad as I do. Okay? He accurately predicted the arrival of a storm 3 weeks ago. Alright, let's get going, quick. You stand up and start making your way through the woods to where you parked. However, the clouds start to darken overhead. Then faint drops of rain start to fall, which feel rather refreshing on your skin after a day of hiking through the woods. If you don't mind my asking, how do you know when a storm is going to start up? I don't know how to describe it. You ever have an itch which you can't scratch? It is a sort of like that. When I feel it, I know there is about a half hour to get out of the rain. Have you always had that ability? Nah, it's only when I got struck by lightning. Victor is silent for a couple minutes as you both make your way around some large rocks. Suddenly, Victor's eyes widen and he darts ahead. You start falling in step, but Victor waves you back. Stay right there. Oh. He totally got struck by lightning as a child, didn't he? Your eyes shut involuntarily as you see a burst of light arc down from the sky and hit the spot where you were standing just a few seconds before. Victor's body is briefly outlined by the surge of lightning. Victor? Stay back, I'll be fine, but I wouldn't recommend getting near me. No, that would be bad. Lightning boy, yeah. Once the lightning is gone, you see Victor leaning up against a nearby tree. Other than the slight smell of burned hair, he appears none the worse for wear. How is this possible? How long has this been going on? About 3 or 4 years. As for how it is possible, your guess is as good as mine. You walk up to Victor, and much as before, you find the hair on your arms starting to stand up. Well, you didn't upset Zeus by chance? No, that's a good joke. Not that I know of, as if I did, and if I did, he has lost his touch. I'm still alive, after all. Now I understand why you don't really carry a cell phone. Really, Caitlin? It took you this long? Okay. I mean, how many phones would you go through in a year? I lost track after a while. Not that I can blame customer service for not giving me a replacement. I mean, how many times can you say, "It was hit with lightning," and have them believe it? You find yourself at the edge of the woods, but find Victor reluctantly hanging back. Is something the matter? Just thinking. About what? You... What the heck? You find yourself blushing, though you might be pleased to see Victor's face turning red as well. I think if it is obvious that I've enjoyed working with you. However, it might be safer if you quit. You're talking about the lightning. I admit that's weird. I've gone 22 years without being hit. And if you're there, well, I know where not to stand. It's not that. Let's just say that if you continue to work with me, you might find yourself in danger. What sort of danger? Nothing I can put my finger on, but ever since I started doing my investigation, weird things keep happening. Like the lightning? Among others, and well, I don't want someone to get hurt on my account. Are you... I love this face. Are you firing me? No, just, well, I would do my best to keep you away from the weird stuff. What if I don't want this? Oh, dear. Sorry, I just... making my throat all... Hold on. Sorry. That choice is up to you. If you wish to keep assisting me, I wouldn't say no. Otherwise, I will maintain my distance. so tipped off. Oh, look, we joined the strip club. Social alignment. Okay. If you were trying to scare me away... Oh, I think I was supposed to be going for a nerdy alignment. Ah, never mind. Who wants to date this guy anyway? Never mind. If you are trying to scare me away, it isn't working. I can handle myself. Are you sure? I mean, well, not many share my interests, and... Then that is for me to decide. As of now, I'm still with you. We probably should get going. This storm is going to get stronger. Who's sending all the storms his way? That's the question. Every time you counted chemical bottles, the number kept increasing. After the 10th incident of this, Victor says that a gremlin was probably loose in the lab and pay it no mind. Yeah. Gremlin. Wednesday. Early in the day. Well, okay, we had a day, apparently. Nadia asked if you would be interested in earning a few more dollars, saying that she could use some company for tonight. What? Okay. After weighing it for a few minutes, you agreed because of course you have to agree. That's what having a job is about. You follow the directions she gave you and find yourself in a building long since abandoned in the middle of the night. The odor of fetid water and rotting wood assaults your nostrils. It's Victor's place. Hello? Are you here, Nadia? No, just us vampires. You get no answer, so you check your phone's GPS once more. However, the screen suddenly goes dark and you hear a burst of static from your phone. Sorry to say, those phones don't do that. Come on, you're not even 6 months old. Unsure what else to do, you give the phone a slight whack on the side and the screen comes back while the static fades. Well, that's just too weird. Sorry if I'm late. Oh, I've got to remember my name, sorry. Sorry if I'm late! You turn around and Nadia has an apologetic look on her face. She is shouldering a rather heavy-looking bag. Oh my god, it's a body. There was a rather nasty accident, so I had to take an alternate route. I'm better safe than sorry, so what is this place? One of the most active spots I've been to yet. Active? As in ghosts? You were open to the possible existence of ghosts. This place is more active than most. How active? Let's just say that I'm feeling pretty good that something is going to happen. You walk along the edge of the room, and with each step the place seems to become more decrepit. You stop briefly at the chair in the middle of the room, and first think it is covered with a nice green fabric. Then you realize it is covered by mold. Ugh. Just been studying this stuff yesterday. Ugh. I see you found the lawn chair. Oh, sorry. I see you found the lawn chair. It's too early for bad puns. Still, I wouldn't recommend sitting on it. You don't know what you could catch from it. Darn, that reminds me. Are your tetanus shots up to date? Yeah, given the state of this place, I'm glad that I am. If you do this for any length of time, vaccinations are a must. Some researchers even go for rabies shots just to be on the safe side. Don't you get a, you roll a plus on the damage if you get rabies? Well, if I met my end because of a rabid raccoon, I will be coming back to haunt you. Suddenly the urge to yawn creeps up on you. You try to hide it behind your fist, but it comes anyways. Why? Why, game? Why do you do this to me? No! No! 9 o'clock at night, you can't do this. It's rude. I should have brought some coffee. Nadia reaches into the bag and pulls out a large thermos. She shakes it a little and you hear liquid slosh on the inside. Ooh, liquid. Already covered. What about energy drinks? I don't do well with those. I take more than one and I start seeing things. That's how I am with coffee. Really? That would suck. Thinking you have something only to be your imagination. That's why I don't suggest you sit on that chair. Some spores and molds and fungus can affect your mind as well, because that's what psychedelic mushrooms are about. Yet more reason to get out of here. So, what is this story with this place? Obviously, it's an abandoned school. Well, thank you. Actually, for all the times that they've used this set, abandoned school, that would be the for the first time ever, it actually looks like they say it is. Okay. Abandoned school. When they built the new high school, they couldn't find a buyer for the land, so here it decays. I don't recall anything tragic happening here. The school had its moments, but you're right. Things were rather quiet with the school. No, it was what came before the school. Abandoned school, abandoned, haunted cafe, right. So that's, yeah. So we're up to at least 4 buildings that are perfectly empty and haunted. Not to mention the catacombs and the place where Sasquatch is supposed to be. Are you going to tell me it was built on some kind of cemetery? In a way. Are you familiar with the story of Skinner Jane? Of course, she was some kind of outdoors woman known for her leatherwork, except a lot of her material didn't come from animals. Well, you have to admit, sources of the 2-legged variety were rather common. Really? As you might guess, she had a workshop, for lack of a better term. And this is a place? And they built a school on it. Sounds about right. Bingo. As you can guess, there would be a lot of restless spirits. Stories hold that defiling the dead is one way to provoke ghostly activity. Defiling? No, don't poke it. Yeah, I can't think of too many people who would like their skin being made into a jacket. Ugh. Under your skin. Nadia pulls a small device out of her jacket and turns it on. You hear the sound of static coming from it, similar to what came from your phone. I think your radio needs tuning. It's for electronic voice phenomena. The phenomenon. EVP. Sometimes you will get words, sentences out of it. Of course, you have to be careful of pareidolia? Pareidolia. I can't use English, lady. Para what? Yeah, what rubbish is this, Nadia? That is when you perceive something and put some meaning into it, although it came about randomly, like a mountain that seems to have a human face. Oh, I see. So you're trying to familiarize chaos and put it into some kind of order that your brain can comprehend. Pareidolia. Pareidolium. Okay. Got it. So, before you can say anything further, the static from this device dies down and you can make out a faint but threatening voice. Now. Apparently that's how you say it. Is this some kind of practical joke? No, it just told you to leave. No. You hear what I'm hearing? Yes. I'm in for you. I don't think we're welcome. Funny, but... I'm sorry. I'm not getting into the spirit of this. You feel a chill crawling down your spine as a shimmering figure manifests, standing before you with ill intent. Your life. Alright, we will leave. As soon as you say this, the ghost flits in between you and Nadia. I don't think so. You have no choice. The ghost lifts its right arm, and the chair rises just as quickly. It gestures in Nadia's direction. The chair hits her in the gut, knocking her down. The ghost gives an ethereal grin of eternal darkness, then floats toward Nadia. Whoa. Someone help me! Jump the ghost from behind? What's that gonna do with a ghost? It has no... So, what do we know about this ghost? Can we do a psychological breakdown of what this ghost... So it told her, you leave now, but you stay. And then it's like going, hee, I'm going to get you. If I get in between, the ghost will probably get me instead of Nadia. That you'll land on Nadia, and I don't think it's listening. So I'm guessing this is the best one, because it's just like a nah, mate. It threw a chair at her. Oh, I hate ghosts. Absolutely. What you gonna do? Throw a chair back at it? Yeah? Get between the ghost and Nadia. Fine, let the ghost get me instead. A shot of adrenaline courses through your body, and in a moment you're in front of the ghost and Nadia. Shock billows through the ghost, but it continues forward, only to howl as it brushes up against you. For whatever reason, it can't go by you. Oh, that's just bizarre. Okay, I'll take it. Weakling thinks he can take us on. Are you? I don't know what in the hell you're talking about. Destroy it. Claim your prey. I would love to destroy this ghost. Who is saying that? The ghost appears to be as confused as you when you hear something behind you. That would be Nadia. Nadia rises up, one arm gingerly holding her ribs, but her other arm holding a pentagram pendant in it. Not a hand, her arm. I do math good. Catelyn, close your eyes. But... blind. Before Nadia can answer, a white light fills the room and you hear a spectral howl from the ghost. Its body, such as that it is, shreds into pieces of flimsy white that disappear entirely. What just happened? Well, what happened, Catelyn, was you gave Nadia a minute. Okay? She's years ahead of you in this game. It's gone for now, and probably forever. And you? Some... would call me a witch. I think I think my ribs are cracked. Yeah, I think so too, Nadia. Ouchies. Let me get you out of here, but then we will have to talk. I promise we will. All in good time. If you trust me. Yeah. Oh. Hello, witch. Okay, apparently that's witch. Yeah, just as much as you trust me. Turns her head to the side. What? Nadia gives us out a slight ache of pain and presses her arm close to her stomach. I'd better take you to the hospital. Not necessary. Take me home. I'll be fine. All right, just point the way. You and your cracked ribs. While researching deep in the library stacks, the power went out. You managed to find your way out, but upon doing so, noticed a small amount of fresh blood at the bottom of your shoe. Where did that come from? From the stacks in the library. That's weird, that's creepy. You were done for the day, but decided to stop at a nearby eatery to pick something up before you head home. Okay, I just appreciate this set for a moment. That's some bizarre stuff going on there. I'm sitting a little too far away from my screen. I do that on purpose so that, you know, I don't pick up horrible grammatical mistakes like every 5 seconds of my life. Unless it's, you know, print this size, it's very easy to poke holes in that. So some of this is drawn with a thicker inking. So it's pretty much saying, I'm wood here. I'm wood. If this isn't an Asian style restaurant, I'd be very surprised. They have very nice food in here. These flowers are lovely. That flower looks like, compared to that flower, it's like a sadna. I want to know what's going. Oh, it's a tree behind there. So there's a white tree. White. Why would they make it white? Budget constraints? I don't know. So this, it's probably it probably is some sort of a painting type embellishment rather than a stained glass sort. Oh, sorry. That's a mirror, definitely. Good job. Good enough for me, anyway. I'm not too artistically. Let's just say I'm artistically challenged. Perspective. So that corner is the furthest away. This one's a bit closer. You know, she's halfway into the table, but that's how they make them nowadays. I don't know what's going on with the chairs. There's some real funky do there, but, you know. That's nice. I like the detail there. Alright, anyway. You were done for the day, but decide to stop at a nearby eatery to pick something up before you head home. Oh. Anything I can get you, miss? You look overhead, checking what items are available and prices. Can you give me a few minutes? I'm still trying to decide. All right, just give me a holler when you're ready. You continue to look when you hear a couple of footsteps behind you, and turning, you see Tyrone move up close. 2 days ago. Everything looks good. I know, I'm trying to make up my mind. Well, my offer of ice cream is still open, unless you have your heart set on something else. Ramen. Oh, blood. Blood's also steaming blood. That's a bit warm. Steaming, that's like, 50 degrees Celsius. That's, I wouldn't go to that. I'd settle for 36 degrees, You feel a hand on your shoulder and a concerned look on Tyrone's face. Is everything alright? You looked a bit distant there. Sorry, I just had a random thought. You were saying? Well, I was offering to buy you an ice cream. Only if I can buy you yours. Pistachio, wasn't it? Oh, good, Catelyn, you remember, 'cause God help me, I don't. You remembered? Yeah, amazing. Well done, Catelyn. Let's see, you would like that's easy, chocolate. Ah, but what is my favourite topping? You never said. It's nice when someone is paying attention. Cheeky. Tyrone then turns and orders a chocolate ice cream cone from the Chinese restaurant. Right. The waitress quite quickly and efficiently brings your ice cream to you. Why would she do that? Oh, anyway. Thank you, and please come again. Yeah, I can't sustain an English accent for any amount of... Can't speak space English for too long. The two of you leave, engaging in small talk, and your walk brings you into a nearby patch of woods. Tyrone is just about done when he stops, staring at his napkin. This is weird. I would say you've been looking at that napkin for about 2 minutes now. Sorry, there's something written on it, and I was just trying to read it. She's a vampire. Oh, what is it? I'd rather not say. It's a bit embarrassing. Okay, now I really have to know. Before Tyrone can react, you pull a napkin from his hand, noting a small heart, something that looks like a phone number, and the message, I think you're cute. Call me. Yep. I have no idea. This is intriguing me. Does this happen often? Yeah, he did say this happened a lot. He did say this. You remember Pistachio, but not the fact that all these women keep chasing... not really, but it does get a little old after a while. Almost unconsciously, you open your napkin and find a message in the same handwriting with the same phone number. I think you're hot. If you want to have a night of fun, call me. Well done. Okay. You outdo yourself. I love that. You hear a chuckle from behind you and realize that Tyrone was reading over your shoulder. Well, I think we can at least say the waitress has excellent taste, although I don't know if I should be offended. I mean, I'm only cute, but she thinks you're hot. I wouldn't read too much into it. Tyrone gets a serious look on his face and he tentatively looks around. I hate to say this, but I don't know where we are. I guess I wasn't paying too much attention. Why not? I was just enjoying spending some time with you. That's kind of sweet, but don't worry. That was kind of sweet. That was gag-worthy sweet, dearie. But don't worry, I know where we are, because I've been chasing spores, molds, and Sasquatch. Follow me. You set off down a path, one that you often took when you were younger, to that haunted house that you stayed in, because, you know, opposed to the other haunted house that you stayed in. Catelyn, what's wrong with you? Oh! Okay. It's a bit wet here. You emerge into an area where there is a large pond fed by a stream rolling down the rocks. This is beautiful. Thanks. You know, I designed it myself. When I was younger, I would come here with my brother Brandon and stepsister Sabrina. We'd often spend a whole day here. If it was me, I wouldn't want to leave. Yet that's why I spent the whole day... I lost track of the times we were punished by not getting home on time. Eventually Mum and Dad got tired of fighting and gave us more hours. Tyrone kneels on the ground and runs his hand through the soil. Who does that? Are you part plant? Are you secretly a plant? Plant man! No one has been here for a long time. Brandon went to school out of state, and Sabrina, well, she's busy with her own stuff. It's not like I had a lot of time of my own. Still, I'd like to think... Well, okay, that was wet. Before Tyrone can finish his sentence, his foot slips. Alright. And he suddenly tumbles into the water. There is a lot of splashing and howling, and for a moment you think Tyrone might be drowning. All goes quiet for a moment. You look around to see if there's something to help in this situation, remembering that sometimes a would-be rescuer can drown along with the person they're trying to save. Yeah, he's twice your weight. Whoa, God! Then a large figure erupts from the water, landing on the shore, and heavily drawing in breath. You take a step back as you see what looks like a hybrid of a lion and a human. Okay. Okay. Believe it or not, he's even more muscly now. Yeah, okay. That's... He's more than okay in my book, but... Oh. Raw, he says. Okay. Tyrone, is that you? The were-lion looks at you and gives a slight nod of its head, then to your surprise it starts to shake, sending water everywhere and drenching you in the process. Hey, look out where you do that! The were-lion shrinks down from your admonishment. Then its form starts to change, growing smaller and less hairy until Tyrone stands before you. Sorry about that. Sometimes I act before I think. You're right. I didn't think the bank would give way like that. Oh, I'm fine. I was just surprised. I'll say. You seem to be taking this pretty good, all things considered. What do you mean? Most people, if they see, well... someone like me, they usually run off screaming or curl into a ball. Would it soothe your ego if I did scream? No. It's just unusual for someone to be as nonchalant as you. Okay, so now I'm weird. Someone who seems to be some kind of nightmare creature calls me weird. Well, there is something different about you. Because I didn't get all frightened. Among other things, your scent. My scent? Look, if you were talking about last week, I'm sorry you got sick, but... No, this is different. It reminds me of myself a little. It puts me in mind of a predator. Predator? I can assure you that I've never changed into a cat. Meow in my life. I am not kawaii. It's not that, but look, would you mind if we talk about this later? Fine, but I think I'm owed a few answers. I mean, if you're a werelion, is it a problem going to school? And, how about changing your clothes and stuff? Not really. I can control my shifting. At least most times. Okay, though it does feel a bit strange to me. What? That's not... I disagree, Caitlin. Neither of these questions are appropriate. Why would this be a problem? Fine. Let's athletic it up. Just the idea of a werelion trying to get a business degree. I mean, that is not a sentence I ever thought I would utter in my life. No, among other things, like snuggy wuggle pop. Trust me, there are more unusual things than that out there. We better get going. I need to change my clothes as well. Unlike you, I don't have a fur coat I can change into to stay warm. Okay, you were directed to cleanse several rooms today, but much to your surprise, this required the burning of sage rather than any soap or water. Friday, the 20th of June. Back in my undies again. You stir once more from your slumber, the welcoming sun warming you with its rays. You've grown accustomed to the lethargy suffusing your body. No, get up. Despite everything that's happened, you haven't been able to piece together a direct cause for your current state of being. Yup. You glance down at your dog and smile as he continues to sleep at the foot of your bed. If he's asleep, why did he yip? His legs move quietly in the air as he continues to dream of chasing rabbits, apparently. To sleep the sleep of the just. You make your way to your dresser and take a deep, hard look at your reflection. Is it still there? Whoa! Despite how exhausted you've been feeling, there is nothing untoward about your image, apart from the fact that you're in your knickers. Even when you stick out your tongue, you see nothing physically wrong with you. You open the top drawer to pull out a pair of socks when a wave of hunger rolls through you. However, this one is so intense. You shut your eyes tight and hold on to the dresser for support. Whoa. When it subsides, you glance once more towards the mirror and are taken aback by your reflection. Mimicking your every action, it is you, but one that looks very different. The image's shoulders are hunched, dark splotches run along your skin, and your eyes are filled with a milky whiteness. What is the meaning of this? You quickly look down at your extremities, and much to your relief, your arms and legs retain their healthy glue. Hello, fingers. You look back at the mirror and tentatively raise your left hand and give it a wave, and your diseased reflection repeats the action perfectly. You turn around and start shaking your head. This can't be happening. How do you think it feels from my perspective? This voice is one that you are Yeah, I knew that one. Me 1, game 0. No, wait, that doesn't work like that. This voice is one that you are intimately familiar with, one you've heard every day of your life. Since it is yours. You turn around and to your surprise, you see your reflection leaning up against the edge of the mirror. Hello, beautiful. Who are you? Your reflection gives a slight curtsy, though you could almost swear that some strands of hair fell off as she did so. That's a silly question, but I'll humour you. I'm you derp. No, no, you're not. Deny it all you want. It is still the truth. But I don't look like that. I forget how naive I was back then. I'm going crazy. There's no other explanation for this. Oh, there is a perfect explanation, but I don't think you're ready for it. You came all this way back in time to tell me nothing? You honestly can't expect me to believe that you're, well, me... Catelyn? Oh, a test, alright. What is your favourite topping? Topping? Yes, you know what you put on a sandwich or burger. What's the word? Condiment. Yes, that's it. I really love... Don't say it. I have to prove myself to you. Myself. Now listen closely. I'm a burger, eh? You lean forward and panic as your reflection's arm reaches out from the bounds of the mirror and closes around your wrist like an iron vice. You try to stagger backwards, but your image doesn't budge. I could kill for a bottle of ketchup. Oh, sorry. Your death will be meaningless. Inch by inch, you are drawn towards your reflection, and that's when you notice just how large its mouth appears, especially it closes in on you. You sit upright in your bed. The first rays of the sun start to cross the horizon. You look down and see Nick yipping in his sleep, legs running as he chases imaginary rabbits. Oh no. Oh. I just hurts my head. Oh, these waking dreams, awful. Oh. You find yourself taking your dog Nick for an afternoon walk. However, you can't remember a tougher time than today in putting a leash on him. He would come close to you, then skitter back a foot as you close the distance. Eventually, you manage to get the leash on, but even now he tries to maintain his distance from you. At the moment, he is rather preoccupied with a bush. Just what do you find so fascinating? Ruff! If you say so, please hurry up. At this rate, it'll be winter before you... Nick stops, cocking his head to look in the underbush. Take it easy, boy. Nick strains at the leash, his hackles raised as he continues to snarl at the woods beyond. Just as you are about to have him settle down, you hear a faint growl. Howl. This gives Nick a boost of energy and he pulls once more, and this time the leash snaps in the middle. My God. You're supposed to check your strings before you head out. Ruff. Wait, come back here. How are you going to take him home? Nick runs deep into the woods, his tail held high. You quickly follow, swearing at the occasional sticker or branch which slaps against your legs. Grrr. Excuse me. Hello. We have all these animals around, huh? You almost trip over Nick as he slows down. You come up upon a clearing, and what you see causes you to rub your eyes in momentary disbelief. You see a vaguely lupine figure on two legs, and the word werewolf flits across your mind. Its claws are raised high over a figure lying prone on the ground. Ashley! Once you were quite familiar with... Oh, Ashley. Help me! The werewolf looks towards you and opens its jaws, revealing a row of sharp teeth. You're next. Ashley tries to crawl on the ground, moving towards you when the werewolf's claws dig into the woman's calf. Ashley lets out a loud scream as she is pinned to the ground. Stupid beast, are you going to take that from it? Nick suddenly darts forward and his jaws clamp around the creature's ankle. He starts to shake his head back and forth. The werewolf yelps in pain and disbelief. Oh. Oof. Oh, what do you reckon? Rescue your dog, try to pull Ashley away. Flip a coin, I don't know. Not a clue. I don't know what is going on, but certainly you don't want this. We can talk this out. No, no talk, no trace. I don't think so, not with a werewolf. The werewolf backs away at half step, keeping the prone Ashley between both of you. You and the werewolf slowly circle... What? Okay. You and the werewolf slowly circle each other. You can almost feel the warmth of its breath on your skin. That's not so... You're doing it wrong, Catelyn. Haven't you done enough? What are you talking about? Don't play games. It wasn't enough for you to hurt her. Now you have to take her form. What? Her too? You're not making any sense. Catelyn, that's who. I'm alright. Before you can finish your sentence, the creature is now on top of you, as you would have expected. One paw pressed hard against your shoulder. Its jaws are just a few inches away from your face, because that's how talking works. Huh? Back it off. With a mighty heave, your body arches upward, throwing the werewolf several feet away. It hits the ground with a loud thump. From the way it clutches its side, something might have even broken. Okay. You cautiously get back to your feet. You feel a slight lick on your leg as Nick makes his presence known. That is when you see the lupine form become smaller, soon assuming a human shape. Ashley. Ashley? But weren't you over... You turn your head to point, but see nothing on the ground. Oh... Catelyn, is that really you? We're alright? No, I need to go to bed, apparently. I think so, but what's the meaning of this? I thought you were dead, and... There you go on about that nonsense again. About that time you hear a laugh echoing through the woods. You can see a male figure in the shadows, but can't make out any features. Yeah, I know, that was hilarious. I have no idea what was going on. Mental! That was entertaining. Who are you, and why are you doing this? It's bad manners to ask who I am without introducing yourself. Except you already seem to know us. Not quite true. Before this evening, we've never met. However, you certainly knew how to make an impression. What is he talking about? I was taking a walk when I heard a cry for help. It sounded just like you, but when I came to check it out, I was attacked. You were coming to my rescue? That is kind of sweet, but why then did you attack me? One would think a werewolf would have keener senses. See, I knew that was Ashley. I knew it was Ashley all along. It was an illusion, wasn't it? For both of us, that is. Throw the dog a bone, yes. As much as I would love to stay, I absolutely must get going. No! Don't do this to me! It's just... cheesy! Oh, how would you like this game with extra cheese? Oh yes, please. Don't hold the mozzarella. Oh, as much as I would love to stay, I absolutely must get going. Wait! And he's gone. Oh, tears in my eyes. That was just so ridiculous. I like the mirror versions. That was cool. However, the shadow dissolves, and all you are left with is the sounds of the forest. Nick trots over to the spot and paws the ground before giving a whine. You glance over at Ashley and thought she's still breathing shallowly. You see the other cuts and scrapes healing up. You're like a weird magnet. Ever since I met you, things are going crazy. Oh, you really want to pin that down to Ashley? Me? My life was normal until you walked into it. Whether it's your smell... what about my smell? It was just like that shadow thing. Really? Honestly, I don't know what you're talking about. I never saw it before today. Seriously? But if you didn't do it, then who did? Obviously the person messing with us, and before you ask, I don't have a clue what that could be. Ashley looks like she's going to say something else, but a wave of pain courses through her. Yeah, you did it wrong. Ah! Are you going to be alright? Yeah, come morning I'll be as good as new. You hit me darn hard. I didn't know she was on the ground. If she's on the ground, definitely help her up. I'm not sure how that's botany. Oh, you wrap one arm around Ashley's waist and help her up. She totters briefly before pressing in close to you, using you for balance. She gives a wan smile and you run a hand along her cheek. Thanks. If you don't mind, I'd like to get out of here. At least let me walk you... Well, at least let me walk you home. I'd like that. Okay. So, let's do the spa thing. Excuse me. And let's do... What's this? That doesn't bring down stress, so let's not do that, and let's go back to relax. What? You find yourself pulled into too many directions, and think that just focusing on fewer jobs would be better. Choose the part-time job to cancel. Warning, this will also stop the romance route with the character associated to the job. Choose carefully. Ashley gets her own jealousy breakup scene on week 6, so that's why she's not what? Spoiler alert! No. I could cancel that with Nadia. And I don't have to do that voice at least. Okay. That was weird. I feel sad now. I'm so sad now. Energy 15. Energy plus 15. I'm so sad now. Ow. I don't know what I'm doing now. Thank you, game. Oh no! No! Math! 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 Why? Why are you doing this to me? No! No! $61.59. Fine, whatever. I don't think it actually matters. Go for it. Okay. Back. Alright, 9:40. Sorry. Okay. We'll start another week. This is really interesting, and stuff has happened, and we knew she was a werewolf. It's not really a big surprise. It's like going, that was Ashley's on the ground. That was confusing. I like that. That was really impressive. And he's really impressive on his own. I don't think the scene was very impressive, but it was cute. It was cute. So cute. Start. Monday the 23rd of June. Dun, dun, dun. Back in my knickers. You rise from the bed, feeling more tired than normal. Well, you can't say you didn't sleep. It's been a long time since you could say it was truly restful. With a sigh, you make your way over to the dresser and start pulling out the clothing for the day. Given the dream you had the previous week, you keep expecting your reflection to act of its own accord. However, instead of letting a nightmare dictate your actions, you look straight at your mirror image. What you see causes some worry, but at least it isn't the white-eyed monster from before. Whatever is happening to you is taking its toll. For one thing, your skin seems a lot more pale than normal, which is not good since as a redhead you are already prone to sunburns. Great, I need to put sunscreen on shopping list. On the shopping list. Additionally, the symptoms of general fatigue are starting to make their presence known, and for one thing, your head hangs a little lower than it did before, though at least not as bad as your nightmare indicated. For another, dark circles are starting to appear under your eyes. The moment you thought of your eyes, the memory of your nightmarish reflection rises once more, and you find yourself pressing in close to examine the whole of your eyeball. Good, it isn't clouded over. You step back and give your reflection one last glance. For a moment, given all that's happened, part of you feels like indulging in a bit of frivolity. I don't know what this is supposed to do. You decide to let it all hang out as the wearers start to give an improvised dance. However, you can't help but take an extra glance or two to make sure your reflection is following your movement. Whatever this is, it's really starting to get to me. You make one last pass when your leg accidentally bumps the corner of your dresser. Immediately, your hand lowers to the newly blackening spot. Darn it! At least you feel almost no pain. You shake your head and start to get dressed for the day. Monday the 23rd of June. Oh, we already had that. Hello? Why is this so familiar? Reuse set. Oh. You're taking your ease in the living room, flipping through the numerous channels, but basically finding nothing to watch. Then again, it isn't like you've been in the mood today. The vivid dreams you've had has done much to keep you awake, as well as the odd urges and cravings you've felt. Thus, it is almost a welcome relief from your own concerns when you hear loud music coming from Sabrina's room. Putting the remote back on the coffee table, you make your way upstairs to tease your little sister. Okay. That's extremely disturbing. You peek into the door and see that Sabrina seems to have lost herself in the music. She moves back and forth and sways rather energetically to the beat. Looks like you're having fun. Oh, thank goodness. Sabrina's eyes open and she blushes. She turns down the music. Why would she blush? Sabrina, sorry if I was making too much noise. I certainly don't mind, and since Dad is out, that was my thought. I didn't think you would mind if I went out loud. You only live once. Just as soon as you said those words, you felt a chill run down your spine, although you can't really ascertain why. You're dying inside. Are you sure it wasn't too loud? For a moment there, you didn't look so good. Just tired. I haven't been sleeping very well. I've been having some strange dreams lately. Dreams? What kind of dreams? Yeah, my reflection seriously wanted to kill me. I dreamt that I was fighting someone close to me. It's going to sound weird, but please don't laugh. Sabrina holds your hand reassuringly. I wouldn't do that, I promise. Well, I was in bed, sleeping soundly when I couldn't move. I tried to get up, but was unable to. Then someone came to see me, and then I felt like I was a puppet in my own body. What happened? I'd rather not say. That's when I woke up. It may be nothing, but if it continues, let me know. Looking after even me now? Looking after me even now. Given how you're dressed, are you going to a party tonight? Sabrina looks down at her outfit and gives a shy smile. Do you like it? Yes, but as I said earlier, aren't you a little overdressed for your bedroom? Sabrina takes a seat on a nearby bed and look, that's where your bed is in your room. It's always nearby. And looks down at her feet. There's no party, not until the weekend. Not that I've been to that many this year. You take a seat right by her side and stare at her ceiling. Okay, you just rather than anything else. I know the feeling. It felt like all I did was study before graduation. Of course, you had a much better excuse. But telling someone you can't make it because you're staking a vampire will have people thinking you're making a bad joke at best and deliberately avoiding them at worst. Staking a vampire, so the movies were right. That only immobilizes them. To kill them takes more. Like what? Oh, chopping off the head or burning the whole body. Yay! You are entirely too knowledgeable about this. What happens if you are found with a dead vampire? Oh, that's nothing. They turn to dust. Now, something like a werewolf is much worse because you're left with a human body afterward. Sabrina draws her knees up to her chest. I really shouldn't be telling you about this. I did offer to help you, to be with you in this. Sabrina glances at you from the corner of her eye and she gives you a tender hug. I know, it's just if something happened to you. And I can't feel the same way when I know you're doing dangerous things. I promise I'll be careful. Oh, Stellaris, hello. Oh. Stellaris, there's the game. So, if you're not going to a party, go ahead and laugh, but I just wanted to dress up. You're 18. Dress away. Why would I laugh? Sometimes just changing clothes can put you in a better frame of mind. Exactly. Of course, if I found a party, well, I'd be a little afraid to go. Why? Afraid? Why? I'm not proud to say that I've let some of my friendships lapse. People ask me what's going on with me. And you don't want or dare answer, I get that. So if you went, I'd be alone. Welcome to the club. Goodness, I couldn't tell you the last time when I went on an honest-to-goodness date. Well, you're free now. If I find something, we could always go together. Oh, Why would this come into the thing? Game, what are you trying to tell me? Fine. Game, you win. What about your hunting? What happens if your hunting gets in the way? Then I would have to skip it. It's a lonely life, isn't it? There's a reason most hunters tend to be single. Of course, that's assuming your loved ones aren't in danger. I like to think I wasn't a burden. You stand up from the bed, move to the middle of the room. You extend one hand to your stepsister. She looks at it quizzically. What the heck are you on, Catelyn? Dad is going to be out for a while. It would be a shame to let the music go to waste, don't you think? Are you sure? I mean, if you're tired, I'll be fine. Maybe some vigorous exercise will let me sleep better. I assume that happened because I selected a certain option. When the first customer came in and pre-ordered a tape full of static, you thought it might be some practical joke. However, you soon became swamped as several other customers, come back here, came in and ordered the exact same thing, paying cash to ensure they got their item. You show up at the lab, but if truth be told, you feel a little run down. You square your shoulders and prepare for a day of work. Victor is already at the lab, something you are slowly getting used to. You never seem to arrive before him, except for the first week, and he definitely leaves after you do, unless he finds himself in your company for whatever reason. Today you see he dragged a chalk. He has dragged a chalkboard of all things into the middle of the lab. It is filled with numerous letters and equations, but with an empty space after the equal sign. Ooh. The air is slightly hazy as you swear you can hear small sparks of electricity pop near him. Done it. Clenches his fist and you hear a loud crack as Victor's massive hand breaks the chalk into fine white powder. The answer wouldn't be 42, would it? Victor turns on his heel and, though a little surprised, his face breaks into a massive smile. Catelyn, I didn't hear you come in. You seem deep in thought, so what are you working on? Well, Victor stops and gives another glance at you. A look of concern crosses his face and he crosses his arms. You're sick. If you need a day or two off, I certainly don't mind. You shake your head, though you have to admit that when Victor puts his mind to it, he can accomplish anything. Probably just a little bug. It's nothing I can't handle, apart from death. I think it is something more serious than that. You look like death warmed up over here. You feel a slight chill as Victor's turn of phrase, but he seems genuinely concerned over your well-being. Mentioned a Factorio. New version. Well, that'd be exciting. I'd like to play Factorio again. Possibly even actually bring the rocket up, because that last bit was... Anyway, mention the dream of your reflection, mention the... emphasize you feel fine. We are talking here, children. Mention the dream of the mocking shadow, mention the dream of your reflection. Well, my sleep has been a little irregular at times, especially when some of my dreams turn strange. Well, all of them. How strange is strange? I mean, is it about being covered in maple syrup? Are you dreaming of being a waffle? Actually, I was covered by... Well, it doesn't really matter now. Now we'll have a good... Now we'll have to talk about that later. No, we won't, Catelyn. I was talking to my reflection, but it wasn't looking good, as if I was dying. Dreams aren't my speciality, but maybe it was your body's way of saying that you're sick. Thank you, Victor. I'd like to say that was Captain Obvious, but you know what? Thank you for stating the obvious. For the last time, I'm fine. You just brought up... Okay. So, what are you working on? It looks like some kind of physics equation. It sort of is. It is more of a thought experiment than anything. I was trying to figure out if werewolves are real, and... excuse me. Then where would the extra mass go? The extra mass would go into the water particles and the air and space between them, apparently, according to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And mass? Oh, when they turn it from human and wolf and back again, yes, they change shape. They, like, literally go... Exactly. The conversation of mass would imply that even if someone was capable of changing shape, their body should remain the same weight, and yet it doesn't. Conversation of mass. Pretty sure this is supposed to be the conversion of mass. The changing of mass. This is a different word along there. Normally I would agree with you. However, just based on some of the stuff you've shown me, I don't know if such laws apply, at least without some amendment. What do you mean? I agree that if something can be observed, then it has to obey some kind of rule. However, that doesn't mean the rules we know necessarily cover such an instance. True. Which means there are other rules we have to discover. Yes, that's what science is. You're right. In fact, I already knew this. Good, because that's how science works. Yeah, sure, right. I was only actually repeating stuff back at you like a parrot, but, no, seriously, look. Victor goes to the shelf and pulls out one of the books down. He rapidly turns to a page, and you realize it is some kind of diary, in his own handwriting. On the page, Victor hypothesizes that there must be laws which would explain supernatural manifestations, but they remain yet to be discovered. Magic! It isn't like you to be so absent-minded. Rather than asking about me, is everything all right about you? Victor takes a deep breath and puts his hands behind his back. Most of my life I've been an outsider. Join the club. We've got t-shirts. Which is fine because it at least allowed me to do my research. It sounds lonely. I never noticed it, at least until lately. I find my thoughts often interrupted by one thing. If you were standing outside, I would be looking for thunderclouds. I wish it was that easy. No, I enjoy being with you. I mean working with you. Victor takes a deep breath and there is a small tinge of red to his cheeks. Weird. I'm just not sure whether you feel this way. Whether you feel the same way. Exploring with you is rewarding. I'm enjoying my time with you. I'm studying things that I never thought was possible. I mean, who else would be interested in such things? Professor Nadia, for one. Alright, I will grant you that. However, if you are worried about whose company I prefer, I think you have the evidence before your own eyes. Just be comfortable. Just trying to shake my headphones off. I think you have the evidence before your own eyes. I'm with you and not her. However, I think we have some work to finish, don't you? Victor was initially in a panic mode, afraid that his computer gained malevolent sentience. But you saved the day by unplugging it from the wall. Just borderline taking the mickey I like. You stifle a yawn, the urge to sleep coming upon you. You hope this time you get some pleasant dreams, such as the one with your high school crush and the chocolate sauce. No. Thursday, the 26th of June. Something important happened. I don't know what it was. You find yourself impatiently tapping your foot and glance at your watch. Looking up, you see yourself in front of the Tasty Morsel, the newest restaurant to open in town, and it wasn't haunted. Well, you've never eaten there, they think. The online reviews have given it high marks. It's not haunted! Would it kill Kasumi to arrive on time at least once? At least once? You feel an urge of lethal anger. Why have you... You feel a surge of legal Let me try this again. You feel a surge of lethal anger flash through your mind, and your right hand tightly clenches in response. You raise your head to keep an eye out for your friend when you catch a brief glance at your reflection. It might be your imagination, but for a minute you thought your eyes had gone red with rage. Closer inspection reveals them to be the same color as usual. You hear footsteps coming from behind you and catch sight of your friend. They seem to be in a rather cheerful mood. Hey, sorry, Emma. Is everything all right? Your irritation must have bled through to stop Kasumi dead in her tracks and derail her initial greetings. Her cheerful demeanor becomes much more serious. What makes you think something is wrong? You look rather mad, as if I'm the last person you want to see. Did someone upset your cereal this morning? Just didn't say that. I'm fine. Look, I'm happy to reschedule. What part of saying I was fine did I misspeak? Let's go in. Yeah, great. Well done. You open the door and enter a rather well-appointed restaurant. You exhale a brief sigh of relief because with the way it is furnished, it shouldn't put too much of a dent in your wallet. Okay. I don't know, that's restaurantist. Upon entering, you are met by a smiling red-headed waitress. They're all redheads in this town, except for Kasumi. Glancing around, you see the place is filled to near capacity. How does that work? Oh, hello, Jules. Hello, I'm Jules, and I will be your waitress for this for this afternoon. If you would please follow me, I will have you seated straight away. Jules starts to lead you back to the restaurant, and you see your friend stiffen slightly. Do I get to ask you what's wrong? Nothing, I just don't like being near the kitchen. You a fish, dearie? Unfortunately, it can't be helped. Otherwise, we'd be glad to seat you in an area of your preference. About a minute passes before you take your seat in what feels like the softest cushion you ever sat upon because it's brand new. I will be back shortly with your menus. Sorry for the inconvenience. That's all right. Jules turns and starts to walk away when you see Kasumi eyeing the waitress's backside. Why? What makes this difference? Fine. Ask her out. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. You really think I should? You can't win if you don't at least try. Jules comes back with a couple of large menus. I'll give you a few minutes to decide on your order. Kasumi opens her menu and she starts to give appreciative noises at the selection offered. Holy heck. And they have a special selection for someone in your condition. My condition. Catelyn, sweetie, I love you as like a sister, but you know you can't hide anything from me. I don't know what you're saying. You don't think I've noticed the sudden mood swings, change of appetite? You make it sound like I have a parasite. Your friend starts to say something, but you don't pay attention since what you see in the menu takes you aback. On the right-hand side is a normal array of dishes, everything from steak to chicken to vegetarian options. On the left-hand side, you're confronted by pictures of severed limbs and the offering for rack of human rib. Your eyes focus on one plate which looks like a pile of cut-off fingers with maggots as a garnishment. Your stomach gives a grumble. Okay. And there's a cheeseburger and a chocolate cake in the middle of that. Don't know what these do. A delicatessen achievement unlocked. I just clicked on it. The kitchen door swings open and you're hearing... I really want to say heart attack here. Your hearing starts to pick up certain sounds. You can swear you hear someone begging for their life while another is letting out a shriek of pain. Is everyone ready to order, or do you need a few more minutes? I'll take a steak and baked potato, please. Jules looks at you and gives you a sweet smile. And what would you like? If you are having trouble at deciding, may I recommend something Italian? From the depths of the kitchen, another shout catches your attention. Dio Atomi! Fresh from the plane, but nice and tender. Yeah, I'll say. A shock of hunger pulses through you and you close your eyes, trying to drown out the noise. And when you next open them, you find yourself outside the restaurant. You feel a gentle hand on your shoulder, and you find yourself looking into the concerned face of a young redhead. Are you all right? I'm fine, I was just waiting for someone. If you want, although it's going to be a long wait, we don't open for another hour and a half yet, what? That's also when you remember that Kasumi left for the summer to visit her family in Japan. Oh my, I guess I'll be on my way then. Mental! That was mental. You lean back against the side of the building and wipe your brow. You wrinkle your nose as you can't help but see that your skin seems paler, except in those areas where there appears to be shadows. Oh. Are you dying inside, dear lady? Maybe it's a trick of the light. Or maybe I'm dying inside, literally. Before you can examine yourself closer, you hear footsteps on the grass behind you, and there is a faint scent, one that you can't really describe, except it puts you in mind of Tyrone. You turn around and give him a greeting. Hey Tyrone, what are you doing here? I work here. Tyrone gives a slight jump, and for a moment you are put in mind of a cat climbing up curtains. You stifle a giggle as the image fades away. You startled me. Good thing I have at least 7 more lives to go. Huh, that would mean you lost one already, and how did that happen? Perhaps I can tell you another time. I wouldn't want to reveal all my secrets too early. I mean, don't you like men with a little mystery? I did say that, yes. Some say mystery, others would say trouble. Which category do I fall in? The jury's still out on that one. Well, let's just say that I find your secrets just as enticing. Secrets? I don't have any secrets. I'm dying inside. Help me, please. Tyrone's face loses much of its playfulness and glances at you, partially sniffing the air. You believe that, but... But what? You can't leave me hanging like this. Sorry, I really don't know. So, what were you doing today? The last few hours I was playing hide and seek with lawn gnome. I'm sorry. Lawn gnomes. Lawn gnomes? You're not just pulling my tail or leg or whatever that appendage is, are you? No, for whatever reason there were a bunch of lawn gnomes around the campus. You haven't had anything like that happen in your world? Sorry, no. Don't get me wrong, there can be a lot of weird stuff, but nothing like that. Then I figure it must be some kind of practical joke, or someone was trying to make a viral campaign. Still, it was a major waste of time. The two of you continue walking in silence, eventually leaving the campus. As close as you are to Tyrone, for a moment you could swear you hear the beat of his heart and feel the rush of his blood. Tyrone catches you noticing him, and he blushes. I never took you for one to get shy. Catelyn, what am I going to do with you? Oh my god. Why? He's totally shy! Only around those I like, and all the people that I don't like. And I thought you might have taken the waitress up on her offer. Hey, I'm the one who should be jealous here. She thought you were really hot, and I was only cute. Not that I think she was wrong, but... Not to change the subject, but this scent you claim I have you encountered it before? Not exactly, but something sort of like that. That was ambiguous as heck. Perhaps you'd like to give me some clarification. Dear God, give me a shovel. Alright, but please don't get mad. A couple of years back, there was a major outbreak. I guess I would call it. You remember the abandoned grocery store? Oh no, fifth. Well, how many buildings is this? 5 now. Oh, at least 5 buildings now. Sure, I forgot one. I think I remember something on the news about it. They said it caught fire a few years ago. Are you saying that fire was a cover for something? Yes, it was a dust storm inside. You could say that, not to put too fine a point on it, but a small mob of zombies, for lack of a better term, appeared there. Zombies? The Walking Dead. Yeah, for some reason they were tied to there. Can't tell you why. However, someone saw them. After containing them, several of us took the fight to them. By us, you mean those like you? There were some shapeshifters, but there were some others, monster hunters, even a vampire or two. Oh. There you go. She's a zombie. She's turning into a zombie. Tyrone points at an area on his arm. As you look closer, you see a very faint scar. For a moment you can picture jaws snapping shut and rending flesh. Managed to put them down, but not without getting hurt. I had to set out a couple of games. I remember that now. My mum was pissed. Oh? Yeah, she had a bet on one of those games, and when your team lost... Well, if I meet her, I'll have to give her my apologies. So, you think I smell exactly like one of those walking corpses you've encountered? No, not exactly. For one thing, they weren't alive, but you very much are. Not for long. I hesitate to mention this, but you might be onto something. Lately, well, I've had some interesting dreams. Nightmares, really. That doesn't sound good. Do you remember what they were about? Not really, just that I ended up with the sheets clenched in my hands. Well, if you were one of the Walking Dead, the only thing you'd be doing is tearing flesh. Enough about me. I need help, so let's ignore me. What are you up to tonight? Feel like going out? I'd love to, but I can't. I have a rule against dating zombies. So, do you have a date with that waitress? I promise to drop it if you do. No, my parents decided I had to go to dinner with them tonight. Still pushing you to go into business? That's my dad. And your mom? Well, she's actually being supportive. If I want to make basketball a career. Kinda scares me, actually, because she didn't before. Huh. Maybe she's trying some reverse psychology on you. Maybe, but then wouldn't my dad do the same? Oh, parents can drive you crazy. Seriously, if my mom knew we were friends, well, she'd be inviting you over every night. It feels weird to think that I'm actually more worried about meeting your mom over your dad. Oh, my dad is a cool guy. Mind you, he might bore you with some embarrassing stories about me. It's a parent's prerogative, I think. Anyways, sorry about having my night booked. Where were you thinking of going tonight? Oh yeah, I do actually like action movies. There was a new action movie that looked pretty kick-ass. Have you seen... Sorry. Have you seen the trailers for The Quick and the Undead? Oh God help me, Catelyn. The supernatural western, where the gunslinger goes hunting vampires. Yeah, what can I say? I was taken by the ghost train in the ad. They definitely went overboard on the visual effects. Well, I'll catch up with you later. Just remember, they're only your parents, not a firing squad. I tell you what, those screen cuts are actually freaking me out now. Today you were extra cautious as there was a memo stating it would be inadvisable to touch the lawn gnomes as the university wouldn't be liable for any injuries from them. Friday, the 27th of June. Quite a bit of time has passed since you last had a long walk with Ashley. During work, she was evasive, doing her best to minimize any contact with you. Things might have continued in this vein, except Ashley texted you, asking you to meet her in the woods where things went down. If she jumps me, at least she has a place to hide the body. You hear someone clear their throat behind you and turn to find Ashley leaning against a tree. I don't know if I should be offended or amused by that. I mean, the text I sent you would incriminate me. For all I know, you might have the means to make a total cover-up. A vampire or witch might, but you won't find many werewolves in a position like that. Well, it isn't like I ever thought that my former babysitter and current co-worker would howl at the moon. That is for the best. It keeps everyone safe, supernaturals, and no, you're not normal, Catelyn. Hun, there is little normal about you. Yeah, thank you, Ashley. You put her in her place. You went toe-to-toe with a werewolf and emerged relatively unscathed. My werewolf form outweighed you easily by 50 pounds or more, and you threw me off as if I was a doll. This is what Victor was talking about here. And, yeah. As if I was a doll. Some other rule that put 50 pounds on her. Just think about this equation for a moment there. Yeah, and then just let's not move on. Ragdoll, poor Ashley. Sorry, but I was afraid you were going to tear out my bowels. Don't apologize for protecting yourself. So it is fair to assume that werewolves heal quickly? I mean, you don't look like you even have a scratch. Unless the wound is caused by silver, we can come back from almost anything. God, make sure I have no silver. Almost. Well, decapitation can take down most supernatural creatures rather nicely. I'm not exactly going to carry a guillotine with me. It would be quite useless against a Dullahan. Whoa. What? You're just gonna have this random person popping up with a head in their hands? Okay. A dollar what? That's the person with their head in their hands. Did I just explain that to you? A Dullahan are headless riders. Way back when they used to be ride horses, but most make do with motorcycles. Wait. So the headless horsemen of Sleepy Hollow. Yes. Yes, Catelyn. Arguably one of the most famous, if bad-tempered, Dullahans. Do they have any weaknesses? Gold can cause some serious damage. Interesting. However, that doesn't exactly explain what happened last week, does it? No, it doesn't. Do you have any idea what's going on? First, I have to ask you something. Have you noticed any changes lately? Yeah, that would help. You silently point to mass of blackness on your arm. Though faint, it seems to be colder to the touch than the other parts of your body. Ashley gingerly touches the spot, as if afraid it would spread to her. Does it hurt? No, but this isn't normal, is it? No. I think you're under a curse. You're talking about a magical curse, right? The eat a poisoned apple and get woken up by a kiss sort of curse. No, the one that you... Exactly, except this one isn't cured by two lips rubbing against each other, because why would that ever work? And you can sense this curse on me. I can smell it. If anything, the scent is stronger, implying the curse is also growing stronger. So when you were out in the woods, I caught a whiff of it, so I decided to track it down. I must have got close because it looked like a monster had you. And when I came up on the scene, my senses were confused as well. Oh, and when I came up upon the scene, my senses were confused as well. It would be easier since you were already under their spell, as it were. Do you still smell it? If so, what is it like? It clings to you like a second skin. It tastes of rotting flesh, thickened blood. Ugh. I can't deny that part of me reacts to it on a primal level. If it is a curse, maybe we can find out who did it. Unfortunately, that won't work. The casters managed to muddle any useful means of me to follow it. They didn't expect you to have a friend who was also a werewolf. And they would be foolish not to cover their tracks now. I'm afraid I'm not much use otherwise. I mean, a werewolf is only as good as their claws and fangs can reach. Ashley, you're woeful. Oh. Bane and Glim, isn't that the saying? So there's basically jack all to do, huh? Unfortunately. Whatever the curse is, at least it isn't fast acting. No, it's just pulling me down into the ground. I just don't know why anyone would wish to curse me, unless someone is playing a trick on me. Doubtful. If it was some random vandal, your hair would have fallen out or something else minor. Oh, it's a weird day when going bald would be considered getting off easy. Does that bring something else to mind? That brings something else to mind. Why? Why what? Why are you getting involved in all this? Just 'cause I like you? You have a strange way of showing it. Oh, what would you prefer? Oh, far out. Come on. Oh. You go and you buy a romance novel to read as a romance novel, and then you go, ew, for the romance in the novel. Classic. I would prefer a nice, quiet walk. And apparently that's botanical. I am a plant. Plant me. Maybe we can go to on a nice quiet walk, just you and me. I'd like that. If nothing else, I can gut anyone who tries to stop us. Well done, Ashley. Please, no killing on the first date. Maybe it is. I think we should go. I haven't found anything out here, and there are a couple of people I want to see about this. So supernaturals know each other? Usually. There aren't many of us when you get down to it, so it's easy to stay in touch. And one of these might have cursed me. Possibly, but I can't know for sure. Great for help. Thank you, Ashley. Alright, what's my energy like? Energy plus 50. Cool. Alright. Alright. Don't know which one to do. Well, but you know what? You can't just go clubbing. So, the story is that we're turning into a zombie. Dead inside. I wonder if there's... I'm really intrigued if there is a way to actually manipulate the stats to have it turn into something else. Like if I was stupid enough to drink the drink, that might have clinched it with a guy with the blue eyes. Like, or trying to play a novel, sane person, which would say no to the stupid drink. I believe I said amusement park with the boy of the boyness, of the lion boy. The lion boy. Yeah, I think, depending on very few choices, so I quite like that. It's probably mechanics of this game. Alright. Pretty sure if you drank the drink you would have turned into a vampire. Confirmed choice. Not like that's any better than turning into a zombie, like take the amusement park with Tyrone. Hello. Confirmed choice. Oh, really? Can't you just do the thing? Carnival Games it is. While he's good at basketball, Tyrone is much less so when throwing a baseball at 3 cans. Yeah, standing atop each other. In fact, several of his shots go so wild that nearby pedestrians nearly get hit. No! Because Still, it was a good day when you won him a special... stuffed animal. What? Oh no! Find yourself being pulled in too many directions again. I'm wrecked. This is wrecking me. I'm actually like going, no, no. Ah. Well, it has to be him. That was my original choices. I have to stick to the gun, or the gun, or the other gun. Eventually, jealousy breakup scene. Alright, I'm gonna save that there. Yep, it's 10:30. I think I'll stop there. Did I press save? I saved it? Save? Save! Okay, I just don't trust things. Okay, so I'll leave it at week 5, so I've done 2 weeks. Yeah, so we've got a reasonable a reasonable prognosis or diagnosis. So next week apparently we're having a breakup scene. Thanks for spoilers alert, game. And then I guess, I mean, romances. I have no idea why going... I don't know why this went to the business, because that just wrecked everything. Goodbye, Victor. I feel really sorry about Ashley, because I thought she was quite interesting, but apparently she's going this week. And it's just like some weird sort of... what is it, like... that Fortnite game, I guess? You know how the perimeter is shrinking. Oh, this game is actually really quite interesting. I'd like to pull it apart a bit more. Yeah. Lots of fun. So we've accidentally messed this one up by going to the carnival games instead of something else. Actually, I've no idea why that turned over there, but now it is. And we messed this one up, so we're probably not going to actually win this. I don't want to break up with Ashley. Well, anyway. It is what it is. Okay. Good game. The perimeter is shrinking. She's turning into a zombie. And I have a feeling that it would change given a different option. So I'm quite intrigued. I have a feeling. Okay. Okay, we're done here tonight. So, everyone have a good night. And I'll look forward to doing this again soon, because yee. Oh, I like the characters. The characters are good. I miss Victor already. I want to check it out with a sister. See if she could possibly help me, because I feel like that would be a good option. We'll stay with Tyrone. Okay. Y'all have a good night. See yous.